All right, we are back. Day 4 of CITIUS MAG live from Eugene, Oregon. Chris Chavez joined by Eric Jenkins, my co-host for today. And we've decided that at this point, like, if you make the U.S. Olympic team, you always have a seat here on our set to join us for a chat and to celebrate in qualifying for the Paris Games. So today we are joined by one of the first people to do it at these trials, NAU's star, and now we just put out the news on Instagram before this, an Adidas athlete, Nico Young. Nico, first off, congrats on all of this, just making the team, signing that contract, lots of excitement right now.
Yeah, thank you. It's been an insanely exciting weekend.
We sat down with your brothers the day right after you made the team, and when they made it up here, they were just like, oh, I mean, like, we haven't even gotten a chance to, like, really see him and talk to him. How emotional of a past, 72 hours has this all been?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, from finishing the race till now, I kind of have been doing stuff nonstop. So got to see Lex and Leo yesterday, though, so that was pretty great. But, it hasn't really set in yet.
How did you feel like the race was going to play out? Did you think that, had you planned for a lot of different race strategies? Like, did you think that it was going to be kind of a slower race with, hard move at the end?
It was a weird one.
Did it play out? Were you a little surprised by that?
Actually, I kind of feel like it played out sort of what I thought was going to happen.
Okay.
I guess Woody and I were talking about it beforehand, and we thought it was going to be moderate. I think we thought that Connor was going to run from the front. And then after that, I guess it kind of just played out how it did. And if you could hang on, you hung on to the pace. So, yeah.
Breaking down a 10K exactly, like, it just however many laps it is, like, it's a long time out there. We were talking to Connor about this, sort of just like how you can get lost in sort of your own thoughts when it's as high stakes as an Olympic trials. Like, what are you thinking about sort of in that early positioning? Because it was really like the contenders up toward the front of the race, with Connor doing just a lot of the work for a bit. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think in a 10K, there's a lot of, I was trying to stay as relaxed as I could for as long as possible.
That's that Mike Smith, like, go to sleep mentality.
Yeah. And having it only been my second track 10K, I was like, I know this is not going to be like the Sound Running 10, so it's going to be something new regardless. So I think I did a good job of staying relaxed for a lot of that race. Yeah.
The Sound Running 10 was like, obviously everyone went into that one just knowing this is an Olympic standard chase. You had just come off of, like, the NCAA indoor championships, and so a little bit probably more tired than the pros that were in that race. Still running that time, very difficult on the body. How did that race sort of compare to this one? Because watching that race, like, because of the acceleration in those last couple laps, like, it did look to me that, like, you and Drew were just, like, having the biggest pain faces with, like, 800 meters to go.
Yeah, I mean, it was very difficult there towards the end. I think I definitely felt physically a lot better for the Sound 10.
Really?
I just think this being, like, the Olympic trials and the conditions weren't as good, I was going to feel worse. But it was good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say you were more anxious or nervous? Like, how does this compare to the NCAA championships that you've run? And how would you say your mentality was?
I guess I tried to frame it pretty similar to NCAA's. I think I've got a lot of great practice racing throughout my 4 years in the NCAA, especially this indoor is at NCAA's and the outdoor 5K that I just ran. So I kind of was trying to keep the same mentality and competing like that. Yeah.
That was one of the things I remember just sort of at the track at New Balance in Boston, when I was able to find Coach Mike Smith after the race. One of the things that one of the other reporters asked was just sort of like, for Nico to win 2 titles, this is big for his confidence, and, like, it was something that had been evading you for such a long time. Does the pressure of the trials after finding that success at the NCAA level kind of, lower a little bit, or was it weird because, like, at the same time you came into this as, like, one of the few guys with the standards, so there was a little bit of an expectation to try and make this team?
Yeah, I definitely feel like having that success indoors and the 2 titles helped me gain my confidence in my ability to close down a race and kind of run a race in any way. Like if it was a fast race, a slow race, I'm equally as confident. So I felt like that kind of for the rest of this outdoor season, and that definitely helped me not be as concerned as like the gun went off that I was going to be able to close well off of any kind of race. Yeah.
You've only run. That was your second track 10K. You're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Collegiate record the first time. You just made the Olympic team. Do you like the track 10K? Or do you still feel like you're more of a 5K guy? Like, yeah, what's going on in your head out there?
Yeah. I guess I would have to say that I like the 5K more just because it's half the length. But
there's few people who are like,
yeah.
I love the 10K.
No, I mean, I don't know. I definitely like. I think I'm better at it, so I'll keep doing it. But
I mean, you're going to be forced to keep doing it. You keep running sub 27 and making these teams. You're a 10K guy.
Yeah. I do like how like getting out doesn't really matter a whole lot, and there's less pressure for that type of thing. So I don't know. There's ups and downs. Yeah.
Throughout the season, I guess, like, what did you take away from? You dropped down into the shorter distances often throughout this spring. I mean, what was the intent there when you sit down with Coach Mike Smith to kind of plan out, like, all right, are you one of those guys who asks, like, what is the benefit of doing this race? And like, it was fun, I guess, like at the Big Sky Conference Championship, just how it's not it's not as high stakes as anything like an NCAA championships or an Olympic trials. And, you know, the pressure's off, but at the same time, you're looking to get better at the speed stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the faster stuff is something that I've struggled with kind of before this year. So I kind of wanted to overcompensate and run a lot of 800s and 1500s and mile indoors and all of that to work on my speed. Maybe we ran one too many, but I think, you know, I'm very confident in my speed and that ability now that I think it was really beneficial to run those races.
And I guess, you know, we were talking about this when we were walking over to the set, just sort of like how you've been at NAU, you know, you did your 4 years. Did anything in the program change, especially in this last year? Yes, you guys have been like so successful, but like I think like the success at the shorter stuff has been just kind of underscored a bit more this year, which is sort of you and Colin running really well at the 1500, where you guys are dominant come cross country, and you know the 5K and 10K success. You know, there's so much to back that up. But at the 1500, 800 level, was what changed this year?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working like pretty hard on like sprint mechanics and all of that, those types of things. I think I've come a long way in my ability to change paces at the end of a race. And I think focusing on the shorter distances for me allows me to run better at the longer ones. Like indoors, I didn't run anything over a 5K and only ran 2 5Ks. And then I raced the sound running 10 and I felt really great during that. So I think for me, that works really well. Yeah.
You had such an amazing year this whole year. Was there something that just kind of clicked at the beginning of this season, or is it just, you know, you matured as a runner and you've been able to stack on more training, or has there been, you know, a bit of a mentality shift?
Yeah, I feel like I could attribute that to like a few different things. I think I had a really great like 3K at BU in December that boosted my confidence. Part of it was definitely confidence. Another part was just training more and then taking off some of that cross country mileage and running some, like I was saying, faster workouts and shorter races with some less volume has definitely helped me get better. I think I've just had a greater ability to access the fitness that I already had this season. So
the thought of now like the Olympics, like when we chatted with your brothers, it was like this isn't a thing that you guys like actively talked about growing up. You've been in the spotlight because of your success since high school, and so it is cool to see sort of that trajectory has, you know, panned out, and it has sort of like this storybook not ending, but like the beginning to this new chapter of now competing at the global stage. How do you has your mind kind of wrapped yourself around just sort of like the whole story in general and taking a step back and being like, wow, like everything's worked out so far?
Yeah, I think I'll need some time to take a step back and look at all of it. But if I remember kind of like how I felt coming out of high school and to the college experiences, I kind of didn't see how it could get better than that. And then it did, and it got way better. So I'm super excited to start this professional chapter and kind of see where that will take me. Yeah.
And you have some awesome resources just sort of like within that training group with Woody, even Abdi Hamid having made, world's teams in the past. Is that anything, and I know how close you guys are outside of just like, I know maybe sometimes the workouts don't line up together, but you constantly are in the same orbit and circle. What have those guys kind of shared with you about those experiences that they've had like at the world stage? Because it is another level up to think like, I'm going to be competing against Yomif Kajelcha and like Salomon Barega, guys who have, that high level pedigree at the world stage.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's what's super valuable about having teammates like Abdi Hamid and Luis, who I was on NAU's team with, and now they've transitioned to the pro scene under the same coach that I have, and seeing the success that they have kind of shows me that can be me as well. And I see them all the time, so they're constantly like spitting advice when they think it's appropriate. So I ask them questions. Woody's been fantastic with that. I warmed up with him for the 10K. He's been a great influence on me as well. Yeah.
I forget if I asked you this when we did the podcast together a couple months back, but it was like your Mount Rushmore of NAU runners. Do you have it? Like who would it be? Who would you put on that top 4? You obviously have a place there. So there's 3 other spots. And I know it's hard for people to like name themselves, but you get 3 because you are one of the faces on there.
Okay, for sure. I guess from like the people who were on the team from when I was on the team, I would put Luis and Abdi Hamid on there.
One more.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess I got to put like maybe like Matt Baxter.
Yeah,
so,
you need the homage to like one of the OGs.
I was on the team with him, but
Lopez. Well, he said Lopez wasn't on the team with him.
Yeah. He's not of the Lopez generation.
Neither was Matt, but I don't know. These are like the ones that are coming to my head right now. But I don't know. I could put I'd put 20 people on that if I could.
Oh yeah, like if you guys had to do like, I don't know. This is a nice little fun thought experiment. If you pulled, the Oregon top 7, who would you put on your top 7 versus his top 7? How does that race shake out? All time. All right, so you name your Oregon top 7.
Okay, wow.
For cross, we're putting them on a cross country course.
For cross. Let's see. We're gonna go Galen. We're gonna go. Mac, help me out for God's sake. Who? Ed, of course.
Yeah.
Ed. Who?
He's on the tower.
Ed Peskedra. Rudy Chapa.
Okay, so we're 5. Free doesn't make the team.
People I got Prefontaine can make the team.
All right, so
keep going.
Yeah. And
you got one more.
Controversial, but we're gonna have to say Alberto.
All right, so that's 7.
Centro's not a look. Centro did have a top 10 cross, but
doesn't make the team.
He doesn't make the cut.
alternate.
Yeah, he can make the travel squad.
Okay. All right, so that's his top 7. Your top 7.
Well, I gotta add those guys, and then I definitely I should have put like for sure Drew, because he's been my main training partner.
Yeah.
So and then I guess Lopez.
Lopez, yes, that's Jordy.
Yeah, there's so many. This is so difficult. Dang.
Tyler
yeah.
Ray.
I could put Tyler, and Jordy. I don't know what we're even at, but I feel like also Brody Hasty deserves some recognition because he pulls it together every single time somehow. So I don't know.
I think I give them the edge. I think I give NAU the edge in just sort of like the all-star battle there.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, sorry, Eric.
That's all right. I wasn't on the team.
All right, Nico. So between now and I guess the 5K coming up, I mean, what do you have to do to get ready for that? It's such an emotional, high after the game, after making the team, that now sort of you have to recalibrate again.
Yeah, I feel like there's sort of can be a benefit too to having success in that race and going into the 5K, because I feel like there's a lot less pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to maintain as much of that as I can. But yeah, I guess I haven't talked about it a whole lot with my coach. We're trying to, like I said, take a few days to recover from this race.
Yeah, now you can just go out.
Yeah.
You already made the team. You can just go out, enjoy it all, have fun,
Yeah.
no pressure for you.
For sure.
Aside from competing, is there anything else you're looking forward to at the Olympics? There's a lot of cool stuff the opening ceremonies, if you
Yeah.
get the chance to go to that, go into the other sports. I mean, all the stuff, the Ralph Lauren apparel that you get for the opening ceremonies. There's so much to come.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a few things. Like, I'm really excited to go to Paris. I've never been there. My family will be there, which will be cool. I'm really excited to represent Adidas now. I guess, and represent my country.
Yeah.
It's gonna. There's too many things. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nico, we appreciate you stopping by. Congratulations on everything from the pro signing to making the team. Are you going to get the rings tattooed after the games?
I said I would. So.
Where do you know where?
No, I don't know where.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like my ribs or something. I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like that hurt pretty bad.
Do you have any other tattoos?
I have one tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah, on my wrist. That's
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of the cool perks. All right, awesome. Well, Nico, thanks for joining
Yeah, congrats,
us.
Nico.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with our next guest, Kendall Ellis, shortly.
Seems like you've been wasting time trying to find your place in life. You need to get your ducks all in a row. So take some time to understand that life is a race. Ooh, for each and every man. Sometimes